Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal. Let's get to the latest news coming out today. We've had some news on SESKO, Gyökeres, and a couple of other players. So let's get straight into it right away. And this is what has been reported by Florian Plettenberg today. Arsenal are now in concrete talks with RB Leipzig regarding Benjamin Sesko. Marcel Schaffer and Schaefer and Andrea Barta are in contact. While Arsenal are also monitoring other strikers such as Victor Gyökeres, their pursuit of Sesko is serious. Mikel Arteta is a big admirer of the 21-year-old forward from Leipzig. His release clause for the summer stands at 80 million euros, which is 60 million pounds on the thumbnail. Deal on. So this is according to Florian Plettenberg. Now, the truth is, there's been like 4 or 5 journalists reporting on our striker situation, and all 4 or 5 of them, some of them have been saying it's Gyökeres, some of them have been saying it's Sesko. So can we be 100% sure that it's actually Sesko that we really want? I don't think so, but you would point towards 60% more that it's Sesko, 40% Gyökeres, because we were linked to Sesko a lot of last season. Basically, the whole transfer window we were linked to Sesko until he decided to sign a new contract at Leipzig, and we didn't actually end up getting him. And we were actually told we didn't go for another striker at all because we are really focused on getting Sesko. So that is what we were told last at the last transfer window. Now, you can argue because of his age, 21 years of age, there's a reason why we'd want him, because it'd give you many more years. Gyökeres is around 27 years of age, so there's a gap there. So Gyökeres would deliver for you right now exactly what we need. That's another reason why I really want Gyökeres. But maybe the club doesn't really look at things like that, like the way fans look at it, unfortunately. So maybe they're looking at it like, okay, which one would be the better deal for us? Although Sesko would be more expensive than Gyökeres. They're talking about 80 million euros release clause, 67 million pounds. And Gyökeres would be around 50 million pounds. So that's around 15 to 17 million cheaper. Now, last season, we wanted Sesko. I decided to stay at Leipzig, but Leipzig this year have not made the Champions League. So I'm also hearing that if they don't go ahead with the release clause, they might allow Arsenal or whichever other team that signed him to have a different way of paying that 65 million pounds, maybe in installments or something. But it is a release clause. But I've seen somewhere else saying that maybe another reason why Arsenal really want Sesko is because Leipzig have not made the Champions League or the Europa League or the Conference in European football, and they might want, or they might be forced to allow whichever team that is signing him to, pay in certain installments. So I'm not 100% sure about that one, but that is what has been said. Now, I know this is going to annoy some people. I don't know, maybe not. I don't know the opinions of everybody, but maybe some of you are looking at it like me. For me, I really wanted Gyökeres, and that is the end of it. But some people might look at it like, okay, I really wanted Gyökeres, but I don't mind Sesko as a striker, bring him. Some people might be looking at it like, I don't really care which striker we are getting, just bring me a striker who can score goals. Some people are looking at it like that, and we've been linked to like 2, 3, 4 strikers over the last 1 year, the same kind of names, the Watkins and the Seskos and the Gyökeres and the Isaacs. Those are the players who've been linked to the last year or two. But some of you might be looking at it like, maybe some of you even prefer Sesko to Gyökeres, because I've seen comments of people saying, no, Gyökeres is overrated. He's been scoring those goals in Portugal. I've even seen someone saying that many of those Gyökeres goals are penalties. He has scored a lot of penalties, but not all of his goals are penalties. Still has very, very good number of goals that he scored from open play. But I've seen some people saying that they prefer the strikers. So I don't know your opinion. Let me know in the comments. Are you too worried? Are you too bothered who it's going to be? Are you focused on Gyökeres and you don't want anyone else? Are you happy with Sesko if that's the deal? As of now, I don't think anyone, because we haven't really had anything from David Ornstein or from Fabrizio Romano regarding Arsenal in the striker situation. But I think in January, Fabrizio did mention Sesko as a priority for Arsenal. So we've also had I think, is it Sammy Mokbel? There's someone who said Sesko is a priority, and Goldberg, who got the news for Havertz and Declan Rice right in the last 2 transfer windows, he said we are looking at Gyökeres more than people actually think. It's not Sesko, it's Gyökeres. So we're not 100% sure. For me, I really want Gyökeres. The position that I really don't mind who we get is the winger position, whether it's Nico Williams, whether it's Rodrigo, whether it's Lookman. I'm happy with any of them. Gyökeres would have been, the for Gyökeres, it feels like he would score goals right now for you. Like right away, he'd score goals for you. Maybe not the 50 goals, but as I said, even if he gets half of those for us in the Premier League, we'll be very, very happy with that. I mean, our top scorer this season in the Premier League is Havertz with 9. So if you can get us anyone who can score 20 plus, we're already way better than what we are in the last couple of seasons. Sesko feels like a signing where, okay, we're going to bring him in and we're going to develop with him. Now, I don't think too many fans are going to give Arteta and the rest of the Arsenal, the club, basically like that much time to develop another player. I don't think people have time. Now, it's gotten to desperation. At himself said next season we need a major trophy, so it has gotten to desperation. Not that Sesko cannot score goals. Sesko is a very good player. I watched him even before we were linked to him playing for his country. I think 3 years ago, he scored a very, very good goal for his country. In one of those competitions. I don't know if it was the Euros or something like that, and he scored a very, very good goal. And I was like, oh, this guy's a very, very good player. I didn't actually realize at that point he was like 18, 19 years of age. But over the last year or two, we have been really linked to him. We've done a lot of groundwork with Edu and Arteta, and we've been told that really wants Sesko as a player. So again, it depends how you feel. Do you want, because you've never signed a striker, do you want to get a chance to sign his own striker, and then you feel like, yeah, this is your last chance, you've gotten your striker, now deliver? Or do you feel like, no, you should step to the side and let Andrea Bata get whichever striker he wants? I think it's a collaboration. We've also been told that Bata's talked to several forward players, so maybe it's a case of talking to all those strikers and all those wingers, and then they sit down and they decide which one they really, really want. So. But the thing is, the one that you go for over the next couple of weeks, the other one will start talking to other teams, because I don't think you can try and get Sesko right now and then we don't get the deal through, and then we go for Gyökeres in July. By that time, we'd have gone, because we've been told we are also monitoring other strikers such as Victor Gyökeres. I don't know, man. For me, Gyökeres is my first choice. I'd not be completely mad if it is Sesko. But I do prefer Gyökeres. I've always said that. That's the striker I've wanted since the last transfer window. I even chose him ahead of Isaac last transfer window. I said I prefer Gyökeres. But there's one thing, though, which whoever we sign, it has to work. Because, this season was not great in terms of the goals and the finishing of the chances. Whoever we get up front, there's going to be a lot of pressure. And it also does feel, I've seen people saying it also does feel like if Gyökeres joins Arsenal, he's a guaranteed starter. But if Sesko joined Arsenal, is he really a guaranteed starter, or is he going to be rotating with Havertz and Merino? There's also that. So I don't know. Let's see what happens when the transfer window opens. But there's news on Sesko. That is the latest from Plettenberg. Yesterday we were told Gyökeres, and today we've been told Sesko. So maybe no one really truly knows. And there's another striker in the picture. His name, but before that, it is believed that Benjamin Sesko is the first choice. This is what Timmy's and Tick said yesterday. So if it's not Sesko, Gyökeres, there's another striker who's come up again. Vlahovic, remember him? According to reports, Dusan Vlahovic wants to relaunch his career in the Premier League. Vlahovic is on Arsenal's shortlist. He would immediately pack his bags and make himself available to Mikel Arteta if they were to make a move. Juventus starting point is 50 million euros, so that is less than 40 million pounds. He would like to relaunch his career now. I don't think Arsenal has space for relaunching of careers. No, we were trying to do that with Sterling. It did not work. We were trying to do that with Havertz. It hasn't really 100% worked. So I would say half and half. And we've tried to relaunch a lot of careers. Sometimes it can work, but most of the times it doesn't. Sterling and Willian are very good examples. You want to win right now, you have to sign serious end products, and it's finished products pretty much. And when you look at Liverpool signing Frimpong, and they're going to sign Vats as well, and you look at Man City, they were linked to Reinders from AC Milan, and they've already bought Marmoush and Nico Gonzalez, and they could go in for Livramento from Newcastle. Teams are going for finished products, Maybe you could get Lukaku. He's just scored a fantastic goal. Should we get Lukaku? What a goal. No, we can't get Lukaku. But Vlahovic, we were linked to Vlahovic in 2021, guys. That the January in 2021 or January in 2022 we are going into 2026. So this is a player we were linked to 5 years ago, and he rejected us. And we've always had his name. I think Vlahovic's name has always come up every time there's a transfer window, but we've never really gone for him. I've not really Juventus are fourth this season. I've not really watched too many Juventus games this season, maybe 5 or 6 in total. I've not really watched a lot of them. I think I watched Vlahovic scoring a Champions League goal early in the season. I think they were playing against Leipzig, actually. I remember him scoring a good goal, but I don't remember anything else apart from that this whole season from Vlahovic or from Juventus. So for me, nah. I mean, if Arsenal signed Vlahovic right now, you can just imagine like what's the word? The disappointment in the fund is like, oh, we're waiting for Gyökeres, Isaac, and then Vlahovic. You know, the mood will not be great, and you don't want to go into another season with the mood being down, because this transfer window, the mood was very down. So he has been mentioned, though. Vlahovic has been mentioned, but he's in the shortlist, but I don't think this would be like the very, very final choice if everyone else was not available. Next up, let's talk about a winger, another winger from Italy, again from Plattenberg. He says Arsenal are very active in the transfer market and are holding talks with agents and club for wingers. Rodrigo's at the top of the list, while Ademola Lookman is also an option due to his versatility. So Lookman, yeah, versatility is incredible. He plays as a second striker, he plays on the left wing, he plays as a striker sometimes for Atalanta. So his versatility is really good, and we saw him scoring a hat-trick for Atalanta to beat an unbeaten Leverkusen in the Europa League final last season. He was very good. He's not very great at penalties. Every penalties I've seen, the penalties I've seen him taking haven't really been great, but he's still a very, very good player. Now, there's somewhere where I wrote his numbers. I don't know if I can remember. When I say I don't mind whoever joins us, because if you look at Lookman, last season he had 17 goals and 10 assists. This season, 19 goals, 7 assists. That is, close to 30 goal contributions in both seasons. You look at Nico Williams, 8 goals, 18 assists last season. This current season, 11 goals, 7 assists. You look at Rodrigo, 13 goals, 10 assists, 18 goals, 9 assists. All of them usually make a lot of appearances. They're not really too injury prone. And speaking of injuries, actually, before I come back to Lookman, that's another thing that Sesko has on his side. I saw that Sesko has not been injured since 2021. That's crazy. No injury at all. He's not missed even a single game with an injury. So that is really good in terms of the way we've been picking up injuries. That is a positive in that. But going back to Lookman, for wingers, I don't mind who we sign. Even if you had Liao on that list, all those players, whoever we sign, I just think we need some, freshness in our winger position, someone who can take on players, someone who can bring these numbers, this 18 assists, 8 goals. I don't think we've had that for a long time. Trossard last season was close to that. I'd say got, I think, 13 goals and a few assists as well. Not too many assists last season from Trossard. The first season he had a lot of assists, his first half season, but not too many goals. Only Saka really gets to those kind of numbers for us. So if you can get someone else to do that, someone fresh in the team, that would be great. So let's see. Next up, let's go to this. Trossard. I posted yesterday that we are close to sign, giving him a new contract. According to Sammy Mokbel, Leandro Trossard is in advanced talks of a new contract with all parties now confident of an agreement. The Belgian has been in talks since January, but the process has accelerated in recent weeks. We were told that he might sign 3-4 year contract. So Trossard will stay, Partey will stay, so we still wait to see what happens with Martinelli. For me, as I said, I'd keep all of them because you still need depth. You cannot sell Trossard and bring Nico Williams, and then you sell Havertz and Marine, and then you bring Gyökeres. No, you still need a bench, and that is something that has damaged us this season. We do not have a bench. Next season, if we look at the bench and we have Trossard, we have Martinelli, we have Havertz, we have Nwaneri, you have Calafiori or Lewis Kelly, whoever is there, and then you have Kivio, and then maybe you have a couple of new signings there, maybe a Zubimendi or a Partey on the bench, and then, whether Havertz is starting a game, and then you have Sesko, Gyökeres on the bench. We need some players on the bench. Game changes, sometimes go to a front two depending on the game. Sometimes you go back to defensive. We need all of that. We definitely need bench players. So that's the latest on Trossard. Let's see what happens. This one is not too big of a news update, but yeah, we were told that Arsenal presented a strong financial offer to Dean Howson that demonstrated their determination to signing him. Arteta and Bata assured him of plenty of game time, something other competing clubs question. That's interesting because we have Gabriel and Saliba. I don't know where Howson would have played, but that kind of, I don't know whether we were going for him because it's a market opportunity and it's a rare player getting a player like that, or is it because that we really want a defender to bring a defender to help Gabriel and Saliba? One of those. So, but yeah, not the biggest of updates because he's moved on. He's already moved to Real Madrid. So we didn't get him, but that shows that we might actually still go for a defender. So it's going to be a busy transfer window. It's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a huge one, man, because I know every other team is going to be signing players, Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, all those guys. So we need to have a big transfer window. If we come out of this transfer window having the biggest transfer window, we've done something right because Liverpool are already signing Vats and Frimpong, expect Man City to make big signings as well. If we come out of this transfer window with the biggest signings, then we've done something right because a lot of teams will be busy. But let's see how it goes. Also, Jason Ito, the director, was there for us in the January transfer window. He has left. He's been at Arsenal for 10 years, but he has left. I don't know whether it was his fault in January or just the club just didn't want to waste money, I guess, because they'd already given up on the season in January. But he has left the club because we didn't give him the job, so he's basically left. Now it's Andrea Bertos, the director. Let's see how it goes. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.